January 7. 1328. Edward II of England deposed by Parliament, and his son, Edward III, proclaimed king. 1558. Calais, in France, retaken by the French after a short siege of 1 week, having been in the possession of the English 200 years, during which it had become a thriving place, and the seat of a considerable trade in wool. 1610. Galilei discovered the satellites of Jupiter. 1657. Theophilus Eaton, first governor of the colony at New Haven, died. Before coming to America he was employed by the king as an agent at the court of Denmark. He was one of the original patentees of Massachusetts. On the settlement of New Haven he was chosen governor, for which office his integrity, dignity and wisdom peculiarly fitted him, and which he filled till his death. 1681. The Commons of England resolved that till a bill be passed, excluding the Duke of York from the throne, no supplies could be granted without danger to the state. 1692. The philosophical Robert Boyle died, leaving a sum of money for a monthly sermon against atheism. 1715. François de Salignac de la Motte Fenelon died. He preached his first sermon at the age of 15, and he was distinguished for learning and piety. The celebrated romance, Telemach, was published against his will by the treachery of his servant, and involved him in difficulties with the king, who considered it a satire upon his reign. During the Revolution of 1793 his coffin was dug up to furnish lead for bullets. In 1819 a monument was erected to his memory by public subscription, and in 1826 a statue by the sculptor David was placed at Cambrai. The age in which he lived could not appreciate his worth. 1740. Iraq fell on a large number of young people while at play on the first Monday of the year, at Kirkcaldy, Scotland. 1758. Allan Ramsay, a Scottish poet and author of The Gentle Shepherd, died. 1767. Thomas Clapp, an American mathematician and natural philosopher, died. He graduated at Harvard College, and by singular industry made great acquisitions in almost every branch of learning. In 1739 he was elected president of Yale College, and continued in that office till the year before his death. He constructed the first RE in America. 1779. Lafayette embarked at Boston, in the frigate Alliance, for France. 1779. The Mirror appeared at Edinburgh, to which Mackenzie the novelist was a principal contributor. 1782. The Bank of North America opened for business in Philadelphia. It was the first bank regularly established in America. 1785. Mr. Blanchard, the Renault, accompanied by Mr. Jeffreys, an American gentleman, made the bold attempt to cross the British Channel, from Dover to Calais, in a balloon filled with inflammable air, then beginning to be used. They left the English coast at 10 o'clock, and at 2:30, reached the French side, a distance of 23 miles. 1798. The French army under General Menard entered Switzerland with a design to revolutionize the cantons after the model of the French Republic. 1806. Paulinus, better known as John Philip Worden, died at Rome. He was one of the first Europeans who acquired a knowledge of the Sanskrit language. 1807. British Order in Council prohibiting neutrals from trading from one port of France or her allies to another, or to any other where Great Britain was refused that privilege. 1811. Ship Rapid, of Boston, Captain Dorr, with $280,000 on board, totally lost off the coast of New Holland. 1812. Joseph Denny, an American editor, died. He was born at Boston 1768, and educated for the bar. But his literary taste and habits interfered with his profession, which he resigned and established at Boston a weekly paper called The Tablet, and subsequently edited The Farmers' Museum at Walpole, in which he published a series of popular essays under the signature of the lay preacher. He was afterwards editor of the Portfolio at Philadelphia, where his superior endowments would have procured him an independence, but for some unfortunate propensities which deprived him of health and happiness. 1817. First paper in Chautauqua County, New York. 1822. Liberia in Africa colonized under the direction of Dreyfus. Cape Monterado with a large tract of adjoining country was purchased of the natives by the American Colonization Society, and a settlement commenced by 28 colonists. In 6 years the number had increased to 1,200 under the care of Ashmun. 1830. Thomas Lawrence, a distinguished English portrait painter, died. By industry and force of talent he rose in his profession, till on the death of Sir Joshua Reynolds he was made painter to the king, and in 1815 was knighted. His income for the last 20 years of his life was from £10,000 to £20,000. But he died poor, owing to his purchasing the best productions at the most extravagant prices. 1841. Louis Edward Bignon, Napoleon Bonaparte's historian, died. 1843. Mrs. Wingate, died at Stratham, New Hampshire, aged nearly 101 years. 1850. John H. Cayenne, a native of England, and inventor of cayennized wood, died at New York. 1850. Samuel Miller, an eminent American theologian and sometime president of Princeton College, died, aged 91.